So guys, here I am having an image of a gearbox which is similar to the one that we will be designing now. Okay, I am going to make use of this image for our reference so that we can understand exactly which part we are going to make. So first we will start with the input shaft that will be connected either to the motor or the engine. So I click on file, click on new, select part and then click on OK. Now for designing a shaft, you have two options available. Either you can make use of the extrude bosses feature or you can make use of the revolve bosses feature. For the input shaft, I am going to make use of the extrude bosses feature. So first select front plane, go to sketch and click on sketch. Then here select a circle, draw one circle, give the dimensions to it as 24 mm and then extrude it up to 100 mm. Select the sketch, go to features, click on extrude boss base and enter 100 here. Now after this thing is done, click on OK. Now guys, you have to select this particular plane, go to sketch and click on sketch. Press Ctrl 8 so that it becomes normal to your line of vision. And on this you are again going to sketch a circle. And now give the dimension to the circle as 25 mm. This circle that we are going to extrude is for the ball bearings. Now click on OK. End your sketch. Select the sketch, go to features and then click on extrude boss base. And you have to extrude this up to 7 mm. Okay, so enter 7 and then you can end your feature. Now after this again click on this, press Ctrl 8 and now we have to click on sketch and sketch a circle with a diameter of 30 mm. Okay, end your sketch, select the sketch, go to features and here you are going to extrude it up to 3 mm. This you are going to make use as a stopper for the ball bearings. Okay, now after this is done, select this, press Ctrl 8, go to sketch, click on sketch and here you are going to now sketch again a circle of 24 mm diameter. Do the dimension as 24 mm and you have to extrude it up to 29 mm. So select the sketch, go to features and click on extrude boss base and extrude it up to 29 mm. This is going to act as a clearance. Select this again, press Ctrl 8, go to sketch, click on sketch and then draw a circle again on this. And here you have to draw a circle whose diameter is 28 mm. Once this is done, end your sketch. Then select the sketch, go to features, extrude it and extrude it up to 22 mm now. Okay, click on OK. See, can you see your shaft is now getting ready. Select this, press Ctrl 8. Now after this, click on sketch, again draw a circle and here you are going to draw a circle of 24 mm and you are going to extrude it up to 5 mm. Okay, go to features, click on extrude boss base, enter 5 here and this again that you are extruding is for the clearance. This is for gear and this is for clearance. Okay, this one is and this is for clearance. Okay, now again select on this, go to sketch, click on sketch, press Ctrl 8 and here you are now going to sketch a circle of 30 mm diameter. Okay, and you have to simply extrude it up to 3 mm. Again this is going to act like a stopper for the bearing. Okay, now once this is done, now finally you have to sketch a last circle whose diameter is going to be 25 mm. Hit enter, then end your sketch and just select this sketch, go to features and then extrude it up to 7 mm. Okay, now after this thing is done, then click on OK. So as you can see, your input shaft is now ready. So you have to save this. So I'll press Ctrl S and in the desktop I have already created one folder for it and I'm going to save it by the name input shaft. Okay, and I'm going to save it. Now after my part is done, then I will close this. Now we are going to design this input pinion, which you can see. Actually the input pinion is connected to the input shaft itself, but here we are going to design it, okay, separately, and then we will assemble it together. Now for designing a spur gear, you have two options, whether you either you sketch it and then extrude it, or you have one simple option available, which I will show you now. Go to file, click on new, click on assembly, click on OK. Okay, and guys, here click cancel, and here in the design library you will find there is a toolbox present. Go to toolbox and then go to NC-metric. Here you have to select power transmission. In power transmission, go to gears, select the spur gear and drag it over here. And what you have to do is nothing but just add the specifications here. We want the module to be 2. We want the number of teeth to be 18. Okay. We want the pressure angle to be 20. We want the face width to be 22 mm. There is no hub style required. Then the nominal shaft diameter should be 28. Okay. And once this is done, now you can click on OK. You don't want one more, so you will obviously click on cross. And this is how your input pinion is now ready. After this, you just have to simply save it. Press Ctrl S, click on rebuild and save the document. And here you have to save it as input pinion. Okay. After this, click on save. Now once you are done with this, now the next thing that we are going to do is to design this intershaft that is present over here. Actually, there is a shaft which is going through here. You can only see one face of it. See this particular thing. So let's design that. Let's close this. Go to file, click on new, and then click on part, and then click on OK. So now we are going to do fast. So click on front plane, click on sketch, draw one circle, do the dimensions to it as 25. Then select your sketch, go to features, click on extrude boss base, and here extrude it up to 7 mm, and then click on OK. Select this, press Ctrl 8, draw one circle of 30 mm. Okay, end your sketch. Select this particular sketch, go to features, and then click on extrude boss base, extrude it up to 3 mm. Click on OK. After this, select this, press Ctrl 8, go to sketch, click on sketch, sketch one circle, and now the diameter of the circle should be 24 mm. End your sketch, and now you have to sketch, go to features, click on extrude boss base, and now you have to extrude it up to 5 mm. After this is done, click on OK. Simply select this again, go to sketch, click on sketch, select a circle. Now you have to sketch a circle of 28 mm. End your sketch, select the sketch, go to features, go to extrude boss base, and you have to now extrude it up to 20 mm. This we are extruding for a gear. See, so your intershaft is now getting ready. And after this, you have to select this, press Ctrl 8, and again sketch a circle of 25 mm diameter. Click on 24. Click on OK, and here you are now going to extrude it up to 5 mm. This is basically for the clearance, which you will understand when we will do the assembly. Select this, press Ctrl 8, and after this, now what you have to do is that again click a sketch, and now sketch a circle with 28 mm diameter and extrude it up to 20 mm. Click on OK. Now again select this end surface, go to sketch and sketch a circle. Enter the dimensions here as 24. And sketch a circle. enter the dimensions of this as 24 mm. Again, end your sketch. Select the sketch, go to features, click on extrude boss base and enter the clearance value as 6 mm because you want to extrude up to 6 mm. Okay, can you see? After this, select this, press Ctrl 8, go to sketch, click on sketch, sketch a circle. Now give the dimensions to the circle as 30 mm. Okay. End the sketch. Select the sketch, go to features, click on extrude boss base, and here you have to extrude it up to 3 mm. Okay, and after this, select this, press Ctrl 8, click on sketch, and sketch one more last circle of 25 mm diameter. With the smart dimensions as 25 mm, and then extrude it up to 7 mm. And then click on OK. So guys, in this way your intershaft is also now ready. You just have to save it now. Press Ctrl S, and I'm going to save it by the name as intershaft. Okay. Now I'll end this sketch. Now the next thing that we are going to do is obviously going to design this particular gear, which you can see, the golden gear, the big golden gear which you can see here. This is what we are going to design now. Okay. So I'll again go to file, click on new, go to assembly and click on OK. In this, you know the procedure. First click on cancel, go to design library, and in this you have to drag a spur gear. Okay, once you drag the spur gear, now it will ask you for the dimensions. The module has to be same as like the input pinion, so the module has to be 2. The number of teeth here I want is 49. The pressure angle I want is 20. The face width that I want is 20 mm. Okay, I don't want any hub style. And the nominal shaft diameter that I want is 28 mm. So it is already 28. And I'll now click on OK. So guys, obviously for reducing the weight of this gear, you can obviously have some cuts. So this is what we are going to do now. Select this, press Ctrl 8, and on this I am going to sketch. And here you have to first sketch a circle with diameter of 50 mm. Select exactly the certain center. Give the dimensions to it as 50. And you are going to draw one more circle which is going to have a diameter of 85 mm. So from the same point, draw one more circle, do the smart dimensions and enter 85 here. After this thing is done, now you can end your sketch. Select this sketch, go to assembly. Here you can find extruded cut. So in the extruded cut, you have to enter the depth value as 5 mm. Enter 5 and then click on OK. You have to follow the same procedure for the back side as well. And after doing this cut on both the sides, now we are going to cut holes on this. So click this particular thing, press Ctrl 8, click on sketch, and again sketch one circle, click on escape. Now guys, select point and mark the center of this. Okay, click on escape. Now make sure that this particular center and this point should always be vertical. So add the relation vertical here. Okay. After this, now give the dimensions to this particular circle as 14 mm and its distance from the center 25 plus 8.75, and then click on OK. Now after this thing is done, you have to select circular sketch pattern in this it is asking us to select the parameters. Now make sure that you deselect this, delete it, and select this as the point. Now it is asking us how many instances do you want. I want 10 such circles, so I'll enter 10. Okay, and now I'll click on OK, and I will now exit my sketch. Now after this, just simply select your sketch, go to assembly. Here you will find out extruded cut. So we are going to make a cut throughout, so I want through all both, and now I'll click on OK. Now after this thing is done, my gear 1 is now ready. So I'll save this, press Ctrl S, and save this by the name gear 1. Okay, I'll click on save. Now I am done with this, so I'll obviously close it. And the next thing that we are going to design is this interpinion. Okay, we have to follow the same procedure again. Go to file, click on new, click on assembly, click on OK. Just cancel this everything. Go to design library. Here you have to just simply drag the spur gear. Now guys, here you have to obviously enter the data. The module now has to be 2.5. The number of teeth should be 19. The pressure angle has to be 20. The face speed here has to be 20 itself. You don't want any hub style. And nominal shaft diameter in this particular case has to be 28. So I click on 28 and then click on OK. I don't want one more, so I'll obviously close this, and now I'm going to save this. So press Ctrl S, rebuild and save the document, and here I'm going to save it by the name interpinion. Okay, after this thing is done, then now click on save. Okay, just simply close this. And now guys, we are now going to design this particular output shaft which is present over here. Okay, we don't want a shaft with tripod joint. Here you can see that there is a tripod joint present. We don't want a tripod joint. It depends upon you which particular joint do you want. Therefore we are going to design a shaft which is normal and not hollow. Okay, so basically this is the output shaft that we are going to design now. Okay, so for designing the output shaft, I'm obviously going to click on file, go to new, click on part, and then click on OK. Now after this thing is done, I'll click on front plane, go to sketch, click on sketch, and here you have to draw one more circle with diameter of 65 mm, and then extrude it up to 21 mm. Okay. Now after this, again select this, press Ctrl 8, sketch one more circle, and here the diameter should be 70, and you have to extrude it up to 3 mm. Select the sketch, go to features and click on extrude, and you have to extrude it up to 3 mm. Next select this, press Ctrl 8, and here you are now going to sketch one more circle, and this time its diameter has to be again 65. Select the sketch, go to features, and here you have to now extrude it and extrude up to 31 mm. Okay, now after this thing is done, then again select this particular plane, press Ctrl 8, go to sketch, draw one circle of 69 mm. And now you have to extrude it up to 18 mm. Select this particular sketch, go to features, go to extrude boss base, and select it up to 18 mm. Then click on OK. And after this you have to select this, again press Ctrl 8, click on sketch, and you have to sketch a circle with a diameter of 65. In your sketch, simply select your sketch, go to features, extrude this up to 5 mm. Again select this, press Ctrl 8, sketch a circle of 70 mm diameter, and then you have to now extrude it up to 3 mm. click on OK, select this, press Ctrl 8 and draw one circle of 65 mm diameter. And you have to simply extrude it up to 23 mm. Select this particular sketch, go to the extrude boss base and enter the value as 23 here. After this thing is done, now your output shaft is also ready. So just press Ctrl S and save this by the name as output shaft. Okay, and once it's done, just click on save. Okay, now after this is done, just close this, and now we are going to design this particular gear, which is called as the output gear. Okay, so I'll click on file, click on new, click on assembly, and then click on OK. Okay, and after this, cancel everything, go to design library, just drag one spur gear. Okay, and here it is going to ask you for some specifications. Enter the number of teeth as 49. The model has to be 2.5. The pressure angle has to be 20, and here the face width has to be 18. Okay, and here nominal shaft diameter has to be 69. Currently it is not there, so we'll select 65. Click on OK. But we want a cut of 69 mm diameter. So I'll select this particular thing, press Ctrl S, click on sketch, and I'm going to sketch one circle of 69 mm diameter. So properly from the center, enter 69 here. Okay, after this is done, just select the sketch, go to assembly. Here you will find out a extruded cut, and we want through all both. Now again, to reduce the weight, it's upon you whether you want to cut it or not, but here we are going to obviously cut it. Select this, press Ctrl 8, and I'm going to obviously sketch on it. I'm going to sketch one circle first, the same procedure that we did for the earlier gear. One more circle. Do the dimensions to this as 80, and do the dimensions to this outer circle as 107. Okay, then just simply end your sketch, select the sketch, go to assembly. Here you will find out extruded cut. Okay, extrude up to 3 mm, and then click on OK. So similar thing you have to do on this side as well. Now after you are done on both the sides, then you have to again cut some holes here. Select this, press Ctrl 8, click on sketch, sketch one circle, click on escape, select the point, mark it on the center, click on escape, select this particular point and click on vertical. After this thing is done, give the smart dimensions to the circle. It has to be 10 mm. Okay, and its distance from the center 36.75. Okay, now click on escape, go to circular pattern, select this thing, first delete this point and select the center as your point. And guys, now you have to enter the instances over here. We want 20 such instances, and then click on OK. And now guys, simply end your sketch. After this, select the sketch, go to assembly. Here you will find extruded cut and extrude, and through all both, click on OK. Now after this, your gear is now ready. press Ctrl S, and here we are going to save it by the name as output get. Okay. Now after this is done, just click on save. Okay. Now guys comes the most important part of designing the casing. Okay, so for that I am also having some dimensions with me. So I click on file, click on new, click on part, and then click on OK. Okay, first of all I'm going to click on front plane, and I'm going to click on sketch. I'm going to sketch one circle here. Okay, and its diameter has to be 115. So just draw one line over, a center line over here. It has to be horizontal. Click on escape. Draw one more center line. Click on escape. Select this line. Make it for infinite length and for construction. After this, make sure that this is always coinciding with the origin. So select both of them and add a additional coincident. And now guys, click on smart dimensions, select this and enter the value as 50 here. Okay. Now select one more circle and sketch on this. Now give the dimensions of this as 53 mm diameter. Okay. Now after this, make sure that the horizontal distance between the centers, see the horizontal distance has to be 43.07. Okay. Now after this, just draw one more circle. Click on escape. Make sure that this point and this particular center both are horizontal. Now give the dimensions to this, and the diameter should be 140.5. Okay, and the distance between the centers, it has to be 85 mm. Okay, now just select trim entities option, trim the inside part which is present here. Okay, and after you are done, now click on okay. Now guys, obviously you have to apply some fillets over here, so I'll select sketch fillet. In this items to fillet, I'm going to select this point, this point, this particular point, and this point, and enter the value as 15 here. After this is done, then click on OK. Now the next job that you have to do is just simply extrude it up to 35 mm. Okay, so I'll end my sketch, select the sketch, go to features, and here I'm going to extrude it up to 35 mm. After this is done, then click on OK. Now the next thing that you have to do is to apply a shell feature. So I'll click on shell feature, and here I'm going to select this particular face, and I want the thickness of 4 mm. So I'll click on OK. Now once you are done with this, now select this particular face, press Ctrl 8, sketch on it. Select the centers of each circle. See, here is the center. Similarly for this bigger circle as well. And now guys, give the dimensions. Here it should be 37. Okay. Here also it should be 37 mm. And in this case it has to be 85 mm. Okay. After this is done, just end your sketch. And now guys, you have to select this particular sketch, go to features, click on extruded cut and extrude through and cut through all. Okay. Now once you are done with this, again press Ctrl 8, click on sketch. I am going to sketch one circle here, okay, and I am going to click on escape. Give the dimensions to this. It obviously has to be 37. And now guys, you are going to click on offset entities. Select this particular thing and offset by 2 mm. Okay, once this is done, then click on OK. End your sketch. Select a sketch, go to features and click on extruded boss base, and you have to extrude up to 3 mm. Okay. Now after this, do the same thing again. Click on escape. Give the dimensions here as 37. Click on offset entities, select this and offset by 2 mm. Okay, after you are done with this, now click on OK. Select this particular sketch, go to features, and here you have to click on extruded boss base. And in this extruded boss base, what you have to do is that you have to extrude it up to 3 mm. Okay. Now once this is done, you have to do the same procedure for this particular bigger circle as well. Press Ctrl 8, click on sketch, give the smart dimensions to this. It has to be 85. Just select offset entities, select this particular thing and then click on OK. Now once you're done with this, end your sketch, then select the sketch, go to features and then click on extrude boss base, and you have to extrude it up to 5 mm. Okay. Now guys, you have to cover this middle circle, so I'll select this particular face, press Ctrl 8, and I'm going to sketch on it. Okay, I'll end my sketch. I'll select this particular sketch, go to features, click on extrude boss base, and I'm going to extrude it by just 2 mm. Okay, after this thing is done, now for this particular output thing, we don't have to cover it completely. So I'll click on sketch, select this origin, draw one more circle from the center, and guys, here you have to give the smart dimensions to this as 66 mm. Okay, and this has to be 89. Just select this particular sketch, go to features and then click on extruded boss base, and here I have extruded up to 2 mm, and then I'll click on OK. Okay, fine with this. Now the next thing that you have to do for this particular thing, press Ctrl 8, click on sketch and sketch on it. Select the center, click on escape, draw one more circle, and here the dimensions of this should be 26 mm. And the bigger circle has to be automatically default. I'll end the sketch, select the sketch here, go to features, and I'm going to click on extruded boss base. Here I'm going to extrude to 2 mm and then click on OK. So guys, our casing is almost ready over here. If you want, you can obviously apply some fillets, but before that we have to do one more thing over here. Press Ctrl 8 and then click on sketch. Now click on offset entities and you have to offset it by 5 mm. Click on OK. Now guys, click on offset entities. Again, select this particular sketch. Select the whole outside edge over here. Enter 5 here. And now this time you have to click on reverse. And then click on OK. Now just end your sketch. Select this particular sketch, go to features, and you are now going to click on extrude boss brush. Okay. Change the direction from here, and you can obviously enter the value as 3 mm. Okay, after this thing is done, just simply click on OK. So guys, your casing is almost ready now. If you want, you can obviously apply some fillets over here. So how to apply the fillets, that you must be knowing. You just have to simply go to fillets and you have to select the edge. So for example, I am selecting this particular edge here, and see, a fillet is getting applied. You have to enter the value, for example 3 mm, and then your fillet will automatically get applied. Can you see? Similarly, you can apply wherever you want. So guys, as you can observe over here, I have applied some fillets over here. Now the next thing that you have to do, you have to obviously do some thing to joint. So we have to do this particular sketch over here now. First of all, we have to draw a vertical line. Click on escape, select this particular line, click on infinite length, and then click on OK. Okay. After this thing is done, select this particular line and make it fix. Okay. Now the next job that you have to do, just refer to the figure. You have to click on offset entities, select this particular thing and offset by 0 mm. You could have done this using the convert entities as well, no issue. Now here you can see that there are two vertical lines which are 4 mm apart on both the sides of the center line. So let's draw that. Click on escape. So now guys, give the dimensions to this. From this particular thing to here, it has to be 4 mm. From here, again it has to be 4 mm. Okay. The next thing that is done over here, we have drawn one tangent, horizontal tangent over here. So let's draw that horizontal tangent as well. Click on escape. Select this, select the circle and make it tangent. Okay. Now give the smart dimensions from this particular point till here, and it has to be 3 mm. Again from here, it has to be 3 mm. Now the next thing that you have to do is just to simply draw a 3-point arc. click on escape. After this, on the same point, draw one circle of radius of 4 mm. Okay, so I have drawn one circle of diameter 4 mm as well. Now after this, select trim entities, trim this unwanted part, okay, and then click on OK. Now you want the same thing on this particular circle, so I'll obviously click on circular sketch pattern, and here it is asking me to select the parameters, so I'm selecting this. And instead of this particular point, I'll delete this point. I want it from here. Okay. And you have to adjust the number of instances, obviously. Enter the number of instances as 20 here. Okay. And we obviously have to skip these particular instances. So I'll click on instances to skip. I'm going to select this particular instance, this. Okay, and now it is fine, so I'll click on OK. Now I will end the sketch. Select the sketch, go to features, click on extrude boss base. Extrude in the opposite direction and extrude up to, let's say, 5 mm. Then click on OK. So same thing you want over here as well, so this you can obviously do. So in this way, now I have done this particular thing on the complete edge, and now the casing is ready. You can apply the fillets if you want, and you can even apply some rip feature over here, okay, to give the support. So I'll save this casing, press Ctrl S, and I'm going to save this by the name as casing. And now I'll click on save. Now it's the important time for us to assemble all the things that we have done. So I'll click on file, click on new, click on assembly, and then click on OK. Just cancel this everything. And the first thing that we are going to do is to assemble this particular input gear and this golden gear that you can see. Okay. So for that you have to first select the front plane, press Ctrl 8, click on sketch, sketch one circle, click on escape, give the dimensions to 8 as 49 into 2. Okay, and after this sketch one horizontal center line, click on escape, sketch one center line at a angle of 50 degree, click on escape, select this, make it infinite length. Okay, now in this, make sure that this is always coinciding. Give the smart dimensions as 50 degree. Okay, and after this click one more circle, click on smart dimension, give the dimensions to it as 36, click on escape. Now the distance between these two has to be 43.07. Okay, and now you can end your sketch. So guys, now you have to obviously insert the components. So I am going to insert the input gear. Okay, rebuild the document. Okay, right click on it and make it float. Now you have to insert one more thing. Click on insert components, insert gear 1. Okay, now after this thing is done, make sure that you apply a coincident mate between this particular face, one face of the gear 1 and the front plane. Okay, this is fine, and then you click on OK. Now guys, you have to insert one more plane. Insert reference geometry, click on plane, and this particular plane has to be at a distance of 1 mm from the front plane. Okay, reverse the direction and click on OK. Now once you have inserted this particular plane, now the next thing that you have to do is to apply a mate between this face of the gear and the plane 1. Change the mate orientation or the alignment and then click on OK. Now guys, you want this particular circle and this circle to be concentric. So I'll click on concentric, select this and select this particular thing. Click on OK. Now you want this particular edge and this circle to be concentric, so I'll click on OK. Okay. Now after this thing is done, I'll click on OK. Now guys, can you see that the gears are properly meshing with each other? Fine. Now you have to add the input shaft. So I'll insert components. In this I'm going to insert the input shaft. Yeah. Okay. So guys, I will select this particular plane and I'll select this, and you can see that it has now gone in its place. Now the next thing that you have to do, I want this particular plane to coincide with this one. Okay. I click on OK, and now you can see that the shaft has taken its position properly. Okay. Now just simply click on OK, and now it is time for us to insert the inter shaft as well. So I'll click on insert components, and here I'm going to click on inter shaft. I'll click on open. Now the next thing that you have to do is to apply a mate between this particular surface and this surface. So can you see a concentric mate has been applied. Now once this is done, now you want this particular face to coincide with this. So I'll select this, and a coincident mate is applied. Okay, so it is as easy as it. So I hope that guys it is easy. Now here there will be one more gear at this particular position. So I have to insert components now. So I'll click on insert components, and I'm going to insert the interpinion. Click on rebuild. Make sure that it is float. Yeah, it is float. Now guys, obviously you want this particular surface to be concentric with this one. So I'll click on mate. I'll select this particular surface and this surface and make them concentric. Okay. Now make sure that this particular surface of the gear is always coincident with this particular surface. Click on OK. Now after this is done, now let us apply the mesh. Now let us mesh this particular pinion with the output gear. So for that I am going to click on this and press Ctrl 8. And guys, I am going to sketch on it. So I'll sketch one circle, click on escape. Make sure that this is always horizontal with the origin. Okay, and now guys, give the dimensions to this as 49 into 2.5, because 49 is the number of teeth and 2.5 is the module. Okay, now after this thing is done, click on escape. Now draw one more circle, click on escape, enter the dimensions of this as 19 into 2.5. Okay, now click on escape and make sure that both the circles are tangential. Select both the circles and make them tangent and click on OK. Now you can end your sketch, and now you have to insert one more plane. Assembly, go to reference, insert, go to reference geometry, go to plane, and here you have to insert the first reference as this particular face and enter distance as 1 mm, and you want it on the opposite direction. So I'll click on flip offset and I'll click on OK. Now once this plane is ready, now we have to insert the output gear. So here you can find the output gear. Yeah, I'll click on open. Okay, now once this is done, now click on mate. You have to apply a mate between this particular plane face and the plane 2. Click on mate alignment and then click on OK. Now make sure that this particular circle is always concentric with this one. Okay, now you can observe that the gears are properly meshing with each other. Now it is going to be very simple for us. You just have to insert the output shaft now. So I'll insert the output shaft. So here is my output shaft. Now what you have to do next is that you want your gear to fit exactly on this particular surface. So I click on mate, I'll select this and I'll select this, and then guys I'll click on OK. Now once this is done, you can now click on OK, and your assembly is almost ready. The important difficult part is done. Now you just have to insert the ball bearings. So I'll click on insert components, and guys here you can find out the ball bearing present. So I'll click on open, and you might be thinking that I have not shown how I did the ball bearing. Let me tell you guys that I have already uploaded a video on how to make a ball bearing. A ball bearing is itself an assembly, so you can find the link of that video in the description box below, or you can simply click on the I button which is present on the right top corner of your screen. Okay, now once this is done, you want this bearing to fit over here. So I'll click on mate, I'll select this particular surface, I'll select this, and a concentric mate is now applied. Now after this thing is done, you have to apply a coincident mate between this particular surface and this surface, and then click on OK. Similarly, you have to insert one ball bearing over here as well. So I'll insert components, and I'm going to insert the ball bearing. Okay, the same procedure you have to follow. So as you can see, I properly fit the ball bearing. I applied the mates over here. You have to insert the ball bearings at this particular position and at this position as well. So let's do that as well. So guys, now you can see I have inserted the ball bearing at this particular position. See, one over here and one here. Can you see? Now you have want some big ball bearings on these particular positions as well. So let us insert the different ball bearings now. So I have entered as a big bearing. I have not done a detailing of this particular bearing, but you can obviously pause the video and do detailing for this particular bearing as well. Apply the mates over here and then click on OK. Now apply a mate in which you have to make this particular face and this face coincident, and then click on OK. Similarly, apply one bearing on this particular side as well. So insert components, the big bearings. So guys, now the assembly is ready. Now it is time for us to insert the casing. So that is going to be very easy now. So I'll insert component. Here you can find the casing present. Open it. Okay. Now guys, make sure that this particular plane is coinciding with this particular plane. And then click on OK. Now you want this circle, this particular edge, to be concentric with this one. So concentric mate is applied. Click on OK. Okay. If you want, you can even apply one more concentric mate between this and this, so that now it is going to remain fixed. Okay. Now I'll click on OK. And guys, you want a casing on the other side as well. So it is now simple. What you can do here is that here you can click on mirror components. In this, you have to select the mirror plane as this particular plane, and the components to mirror is obviously this particular casing itself, and then click on OK. And then click on OK, and see a casing has appeared over here. And as your gearbox is now ready, now it is upon you whether you want to apply some different looks for it. If you want, then you can do it. If you want to observe what's inside, then you can select this particular casing. See, this is casing number 1, and right click on it, and you can hide the component. Okay, and you can observe what's inside. So guys, now let us impart some aesthetic look to the gearbox. For this, I am going to select the shafts. So for that, I am going to select the shafts. I am going to select the input shaft, press Ctrl, select the inter shaft, and I am also going to select the output shaft. Okay, and selecting all these three, now I am going to click on this edit appearance. Here I am going to click on appearances, click on painted, click on car, and I am going to select metallic cool grey. Okay. Now after this, I am going to select this particular gear, that is nothing but our input pinion. Okay, so let us select the input pinion. See, I have selected the input gear, and now we are going to go here, edit appearance. In this, go to metal, here go to copper, and I'm going to select brushed copper. Okay, fine. And similar I'm going to select for this particular pinion as well. Clear? Then now I'm going to select this particular gear, that is nothing but gear 1. See, I'm selecting this, and I'm going to go on edit appearance. Here I'm going to select brass. It's upon you which color you want. Since I feel this combination is better, therefore I am selecting it. It depends completely upon you. Fine. Okay. So this is done. Now it's time for the casing. So you can obviously select the casing. See, I'm selecting the mirror component. See, I've selected the casing, and now I can obviously edit its appearance as well. I'll go to aluminium. Here I'm going to select brushed aluminium. Okay, fine, and now I'll click on OK. So guys, now after this thing is done, now it is time for us to apply the mechanical gear mates between the gears. Okay, so for that I'm going to go on assembly, go to mates. Here you will find out mechanical mates. In this, go to gear, and you have to first select the circular edge of the gears. Okay, so I'll select this particular circular edge of the gear 1, and since it is meshing with this particular gear, so I have to select circular edge of that particular gear as well. Be careful, do not select the circular edge of the shaft, so you have to be careful during this selection. Okay, so once you have selected this, now what you have to do is just simply insert the ratio. First you had selected this particular gear, so the number of teeth on this gear is 49 and the number of teeth on the pinion is 18. So I'll enter 49 is to 18. Clear? And then click on OK. Click on OK, and now guys, you can observe that if we move this, see, the automatically once you move the pinion, the gear 1 is also moving with respect to that. Here you can observe that the other is not moving respect to the one because we have not applied the gear mate. So first adjust the gears properly, and now you can apply the gear mate. Go to mate. In this, first deselect this, go to mechanical mates, select the gear, select again the circular edge, properly select the circular edge, otherwise you will select the circular edge of the shaft. So you have to be like precisely select in this matter. See, okay, and then select the circular edge of the output gear. Now since first you had selected this particular gear, therefore the number of teeth on this gear is 19 and number of teeth on this output gear is 49. Okay, after this is done, then I'll click on OK. And now guys, you can observe that once we move the one, the other is also going to move with respect to that.